Today we are going to be having a look at your silver dance and aerobics badge. So this is the one that comes after bronze. So if you have already completed your bronze badge, then this is the video for you. This one is your body wave, and this is a standing body wave. So you might remember from your bronze badge, you did it kneeling down. It's very similar but standing. I'm going to show you facing the side so you can see how it works. So you start with your arms all the way up to the sky like this, your head is up. You're going to bend your hips forwards, so you're going to come flat this way, and then as you reach down, your head and your chest come in. You're going to bend your knees, your arms come back and your hips extend, your head goes back, and to finish you come all the way back up to where you started, arms out. You're going to have a rest of that and then repeat, so I'll show you a bit faster. So you start up, you go forwards, bend, extend, head, and out. The next one is one which would be usually done on a ballet bar, but of course I'm not expecting most of you to have a ballet bar in your house. We don't have one in the gym, so what we're going to use is a chair. If you've got any kind of higher platform that you can rest your arm on, then that's absolutely fine. This one is your demi and full plie in first and second. So you should hopefully remember your feet positions from your bronze badge. So this is your first position. You've got your heels together and your toes are opening out with your knees going directly over your toes. You can use your arms however you want. I'm going to use my arms in the traditional ballet way. So we're going to put our arm out in second for the full plie. We're going to start with our arm just down here, nice and natural. Remember to keep your head up and your shoulders down and back, chest up like this, okay? For your demi-plie, all you're going to do is bend your knees. Your knees are going to go directly over your toes. So make sure that your knees aren't rolling forward so they're not in line with your toes. They want to follow the same line as your second toe. So your demi-plie, you're going to go out and they're going to come back in. Your heels don't lift off the floor. So you only go as far down as you can with your heels pressing down into the floor. Then you're going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze to stand back up. So that's your demi-plie. For your full plie, you're going to start with a demi, and then when you can't lift your heels up anymore, you're going to just press a little bit lower. Now you're not popping your heels up as much as you can, you're just letting them lift enough to allow you to go all the way down, so you're nearly at the bottom. Then you're going to come back into your demi-plie and then stretch again. Now what's really important with this one is that our body stays upright. So we're not going to go forwards like this in our demi and then let our body come forwards to help us. We're going to stay completely vertical with our back. As we go down, we're going to go heels up, we're staying vertical. We stay vertical, and then as we squeeze back up, we're growing nice and tall through our head to finish. So that's your full plie in first. Now what's really important is your heels only come off just enough to let you bend. So we're not lifting our heels on purpose, we're just allowing them to come off a little bit, okay? Your second plies, so remember this second position that we talked about in your bronze badge. Now in your plies in second, your heels never come off the floor, so that's different to first. So your demi-plie is just going to be down a little bit and a stretch. Your full plie, remember your heels aren't going to come off. So your knees are still going directly over your toes, your back is still straight, you're going to go all the way down until you're in a nice flat line, and remember your knees are not knocking forwards, and you're going to stretch that way through your demi-plie to finish, okay? So for your badge, what we'd like to see is 4 demi-plies in first, 4 full plies in first, 4 demi-plies in second, and then 4 full plies in second. So I'll show you one of each just so that you can remember. So you've got demi-plie in first, then you've got full plie in first, then you've got your demi-plie in second, and then you've got your full plie in second. And we'd like to see 4 of each of those, please. Your next one is your balance on one knee. So I'm going to face the side so you can see how my legs are working. You're going to start with your knees together. Your arms are coming out to the side. Nice tall head with arms straight, fingers stretched. You're going to put one leg out in front of you, nice and straight. And then you're going to just very slowly lift your leg off the floor. Hold it there. 1, 2, 3. And bring it back down. You're going to have a rest, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So we need to see both legs to get your badge. This activity is your body wave sideways. So you're going to start in second position. You're going to put your arms up, so your left arm is going to come up nice and high. Your right arm is coming up just in front of your chest, so just about level with your chest, and that one's going to be bent. So you've got a straight arm at the top, and and a bent arm here. You're going to bend your left leg and your right leg is coming to a point, so into a sort of lunge shape. From there, you're going to swing both arms down and you're going to swap so the other arm comes up on top and then the other arm is going to be bent opposite your chest, and then you're going to swing back down again, really dropping that head back to there. You need to repeat that 3 more times so we see 4 in total. So you're going to start here with a bent leg, you're going to swing down and back up to there, swing down and back up to there. And every time you're coming up, it's a bent knee that you're standing on and then a straight knee just there. So swing and swing. The next one is your forward horizontal balance. Now this one is not an arabesque. So those of you that know an arabesque, it's a similar leg shape, but the body is doing a very different thing. So just have a watch. You're going to start standing up nice and tall. You're going to take a step forwards and your back leg is going to come up to horizontal while your arms come forwards into a stretch. I have a very straight underneath leg and hopefully my whole body will be in a straight line. You're going to hold it there for 3 and then come back up, and then you're going to show me the same thing on the other leg. I'll show you facing the side so you can see that way as well. So you start standing up nice and tall. You're going to do a step forwards, you're going to reach with your arms and you're going to tip all the way over. So this one, you're hopefully going to be as flat as you possibly can be, nice straight back leg coming up, and then you've got to do the same thing on the other leg. The next one is a back bend kneeling on one knee. So you can have your knee bent or straight, whatever's more comfortable for you, whatever you find easiest. I'm going to have mine bent. You're going to start with your arms up and then just very carefully, you're going to lean all the way back. Your hips are going to extend as you do this, so they're allowed to press forwards just a little bit, and you're going to stretch backwards and you're going to hold it there for 3. Now ideally we're looking for your body to be completely flat, so in a completely horizontal line. So if you can feel that you've just got this top part of your body moving, try and push it a little bit further so it goes into your lower back too. Hold it for 3. The next one is an arabesque shape, and we can have our bar or our chair, whatever you were using earlier, we can have that back for this one. So in your arabesque, what we're really looking for is to make sure you're not pressing your weight onto the apparatus. You're just using it to help support your balance, okay? We're looking for your arabesque to be at least 45 degrees, that's about there, without your body coming forwards. And you're going to try and hold it for 3. So we're going to stand facing our bar, you're going to point your toe behind you, and you're going to lift your leg up, 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 trying to grow tall through your neck and your spine. Hold it there, keep that leg nice and straight, hold for 3. You're going to stand up, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other leg. The next one is going to be turning cat leaps. Now you can have your arms in any position for this, but I'm going to show you the way we like it, the way that I find it the easiest to help you with the turn. So everybody knows the cat leap already, the one where you step forwards and your knees come up. We're going to do exactly the same thing with either a half or a full turn. That's up to you, but what we do need to see is 2 in a row. So I'll show you the half turn first. You're going to start with your arms out. As you step forward, your arm comes down, and then you're going to turn towards the way, so the opposite knee. So your knee is coming up this way. If I've got my left knee up, I'm going to turn to the right. If I've got my right knee up, I'm going to turn to the left. So this knee is coming across me to help me turn. So coming up, you're going to go forwards, lift, and land that way. So if you are going with your left knee up, you'll be turning to the right, and then as you come forwards, you're going to step forwards to go into the second one. Does that make sense? I'll try and show you on the other leg. So if you wanted to lift your right knee up, you would come up this way, and then you'll be turning that way. If you are going to do it with a full turn, you do exactly the same thing. Some people might find this easier, some people might find it too tricky to get all the way around, so that's up to you. But you would then be going all the way around in the same direction, just doing an extra bit of a turn to get back that way, and then you've got to add another one on the end. I'll show you facing the side so you can see how the whole sequence looks. So if you were doing the half turning one, you've got your arms out, growing up nice and tall, stretch fingers. You're going to take a step forwards and your arms come down. And a big stretch at the end for me. When you've done that, have a rest and then do the same thing again. If you're going to do the full turning one, it's going to keep traveling in the same direction. So you're going to start standing, arms out, your arms come down to help you. 1, 2, big stretch at the end, and then same again, So if you've done it stepping forwards on one leg successfully, then have a go on the other leg. So you're going to step the other way and turn in the opposite direction, remembering that that lifted knee is going to be going across you every time. The next one is your side gallops, or most of you will probably already know this one as a side chasse. So nice and simple, you're going to start with your arms out to the side, really pressing those shoulders down, growing nice and tall. You're going to do a step, slightly bending your legs, and then do a big push and jump, and at the middle of it, you're going to close your feet together. So in the air, we want to see 2 feet together with pointed toes, still keeping our arms nice and strong. You're going to do 4 of those in total, so it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to have a rest, and then you're going to do the same thing going on the other leg, so arms out, remembering those legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. The next one is a passé balance. This is actually also a preparation for a pirouette or a pivot turn. You're going to start this one in a very small lunge with your feet turned out. So it's sort of like your 4th position, a little bit wider though, and you're going to have a bent front leg with a straight back leg, remembering that even with your bent front leg, your toes are not going to be knocking forwards, so your knee is going directly sideways over your toes. You're going to have your arms in a 3rd position, a classical 3rd, which means one of them is out in front of you, one of them is out to the side, they're slightly rounded, just like this. So this is your starting position. From there, you're going to relevate up, so you're going to snatch that foot up and go onto a rise with your heel coming right up, pop like this, and this leg will be straight. So from there, you're going to relevate, and which means your toe is going to go in place of where your heel just was, like that. You can have a few practices of that first, if that makes it a bit easier for you. Once you've mastered that, as you rise up, this leg is going to come super straight, and the back leg is going to push forwards into the passé balance position that you practice, the retiro position from your bronze badge. So it looks a bit like this. Jump up, and you're going to close back into 5th. Ideally, we'd like to see you being able to balance just for a second, briefly, up on your toes, up, and then close. Then you're going to rest, and you're going to show us the same thing on the other leg. So bent front leg, straight back leg, arms in 3rd, snatching up, and close. The next activity is a grapevine, but just like you did on your bronze in a straight line, we're going to do the same thing but going in an L shape, which means you'll do the same grapevine on the same leg twice. So the first one, arms are optional, I'm going to put mine on my hips. The first one, you're going to go side, cross behind, side, and then because I'm going to the right, I'm going to do a little jump quarter turn to the right. Then I'm going to do the same thing again on the right leg. So side, behind, side, and jump to finish, and that's the end. So you've made an L shape on the floor. So we'll go one more time. So you're going to step with your right leg, side, cross, side, little jump, side, cross, side, close. The next one is going to be jumping jacks to music. Now the music has to be 130 beats per minute. So we've got some music ready for you so that you can have a practice. We need to see 4 counts of 8 of jumping jacks. And every time you're coming out, you don't necessarily have to have your hands in the same position every time. So you can have them up, you can have them going this way, you can have them going out, you can have them going bent, whatever you want. Here we go. Routine to the same music, so 130 beats per minute, but this time you're going to be doing a traveling routine. So let's have a look at what's in the routine first. You're going to go march, march, jumping jack, knee lift, and then a nice high kick with your back up straight. So looking at that going forwards, you're going to go march, march, jumping jack, knee lift, kick, then you're going to do the same thing going backwards. March, march, jumping jack, knee lift, kick. Let's have a go at that with some music. to your second routine now. This one is also traveling, the first one coming forwards and the second one coming backwards. So this one, you've got a lunge, so remembering just like you did on your runs, you've got one leg bent, one leg straight, coming back to the middle, then you've got a jumping jack, then you're going to do a knee lift, and then a skip, which you should hopefully remember from before, okay? So you've got lunge, jumping jack, knee lift, skip, and the whole thing is going to travel forwards. You've got once forwards, and then once coming backwards. Let's have a go with some music. Filled your mind with doubt. You wanna stay knee lift, skip, backwards, off the prize. I know you want just like that. So one forwards, one backwards, so let's The next activity is a lateral push-up. We need to see 2 in a row on one hand, 2 in a row on the other side. So this one, you're going to be in a front support shape, but your arms can be a bit wider than normal as long as your feet are still together and your back is still straight. You're going to keep your head neutral. You're going to bend your arms. You're going to push over onto the side, bend back up, straighten, and then go straight into your second one. Then you can have a rest, and then you're going to show me the same thing on the other side. The next one is going to be your hinge push-ups. Now these require a lot of strength in your arms, particularly in your triceps. So if you can't get this one straight away, don't worry, give it a few practices. You're going to start in a front support shape. You're going to bend into a bent arm support with your elbows going backwards. Then you're going to knock yourself back onto your elbows. You're going to come back, I can't do it slow motion, but you're going to come back into this position and then push back up again. So it goes bent arms, onto your elbows, back to a bent arm, and then straighten. You're going to do that 3 times in a row, okay? So you've got down, back, back, up. Trying to keep that back straight. Show us 3 of those, please. The next one is a Wenson push-up. Now I'm sure you guys are going to be so much better at this one than I am, so we'd love to see you doing it with much better technique, but I'm going to give it a go to try and show you how it works. You're going to start in your front support shape, and one of your legs is going to come right up like this, so it's balancing on your tricep, on your upper arm. Now you're going to try and keep your leg much straighter than my leg is. From there, you're just going to give us a push-up, and then you can bring your leg down at the end. The next one is a split leap. Now in the split leap for silver, we need to see your legs coming up to at least 45 degrees, okay? So we need to see a nice big split, but we also need to see super straight legs, back coming nice and tall, head up, shoulders down. Your arms are optional, so you can choose whatever you find them easiest. I'm going to put mine out to the sides to keep them out of the way. So you're going to start standing up nice and tall. You're going to take a step forwards into it. You're going to swish your front leg up so it's straight, so we don't bend it and kick it out that way. We're going to swish it up. We're going to jump off that leg, land through a plié this way, and then keeping that back leg up as we land. So starting up, step, swish, land, stretch. Now of course, if you can show us a bigger split, that would be even better, but please don't sacrifice the lovely straight legs and the body coming up. So if you wanted to do it a little bit higher, you're going to go step, swish, land. If you're finding the split leap very tricky from just a step, you can take a small controlled run, just don't go running for miles. So you can take a couple of steps, but still remembering a nice swish, not flicking that leg up, but keeping it straight the whole time. And what we're really looking for is to make sure that your front leg and your back leg are in level with each other. So even if you've got your front leg super high like this, if your back leg's trailing down there, that doesn't count. We need to see both legs coming into the same level as each other. The next one is a jump full turn into a kneeling position. Now just a bit of safety for this one. Make sure if you're going to do this one that you're on a nice soft surface. So ideally some kind of gym mat, or if you've got something that's really padded, that would be ideal. Remember, you don't need to get every single activity to be able to pass your badge. So if you only have very hard floors available to you, just skip this one and don't worry about it. If you do have a soft mat or anything like that, then this is how it's going to work. You're going to start with a lovely stretch up, you're going to bend your knees, you're going to do a jump full turn. Now in your jump full turn, you can choose whether you want your arms to come up this way or whether you're going to bring them into your chest to help you with the turn. I'm going to put mine up. When you've landed your your jump full turn, you're going to land onto one leg and the other leg is going to come down in a nice controlled manner onto your knee. Just make sure you're not banging it down straight onto your knee, so make sure you're landing through that foot first before you put your leg down. So big stretch, bend, up and down. And what we'd really like to see is making sure you show us a full turn before you land. So when you're landing, your foot should be landing forwards and coming onto your knee rather than going most of the way round and then trying to cheat it round on the actual knee. Have a rest of that and then show us the same thing again. The next one is a scissor kick action, and we're really looking to make sure both of our legs are lovely and straight. Your arms are optional, but I find it the easiest to have mine out to the side so that they can help me with the lift of my jump. So for this one, it's a bit like a cat leap with straight legs. You're going to start pointing your foot forward, you're going to take a step, this leg is going to swing up, and then the other leg is going to swing up a little bit higher, and you're going to land. So you're going to go step, kick, kick, and land. Have another look. You've got your arms out, your leg is going to go straight, step, kick, kick, and land. You're going to show us that on both legs. So we need to see with one leg coming forwards first, and then you need to swap and start with the other leg coming forwards first.